To Georgia.
I took a walk through this beautiful world. Felt the cool rain on my shoulder. Found something good in this beautiful world. I felt the rain getting colder. Sha-la-la-la-la, sha-la-la-la-la-la, sha-la-la-la-la, sha-la-la-la-la-la.
Georgia is probably a place you don't know much about. Few Americans, I suspect, could place it on a map. It's small compared to the superpowers around it, but vital. Its significance far exceeding its relative size. For nearly 70 years, it was a Soviet republic, and since independence in 1991, Georgia has been on a wild and often deeply troubled ride as it struggles to attain and maintain democracy. There has been a civil war, regional strife, and numerous provocations and invasions by Russia. Geopolitically, it's located in a hotspot, a strategic crossroads surrounded by Russia, Turkey, Armenia, oil-producing Azerbaijan, and just a short distance away, Syria and Iran. I wanted very much to see Georgia. But in November of 2015, I was having a very tough time getting there. The hard realities of a television production schedule required me to be in Georgia's shiny new version of Vegas on the Sea, Batumi. But here I was, stuck in Istanbul. Hurricane-like weather conditions grounded my flight on the other side of the sea. It's an unforgiving medium, television. And a first principle is that 1 minute you're on top of the world, next minute replaced by a younger, prettier face. Somebody hungrier, with fire in their belly.
Live from Batumi.
I knew just such a person. Someone who'd been hungering for my job for ages.
Peter Piper, pickled peppers.
I'm talking about Samir, of course. Only a short flight away in Moscow and ready at the drop of a hat to jump on a plane and be my eyes and ears in Batumi. I may have misrepresented things a little bit. I may have promised him a recurring role in the show. But I needed somebody on the ground, and I needed him quickly.
This is CNN.
When the producers of the American television program Parts Unknown telephoned me and explained that I wouldn't have to pay for anything I took from the minibar, I was confident this was the break I was waiting for. Maybe this was the glorious future for me in cable news.
You go a little bit to your right, Samir. Right, a little more.
But just when my plan for becoming next Wolf Blitzer are about to come true, Tony arrives, smashing my hopes on the reef of television broken dreams.
Please feel at home, you know. It's like, it's Georgia now, it could be another state, right?
Well, how did you get here? Via what route?
Luckily, there is a direct flight twice a week, though, from Moscow to Batumi.
2.5 hours, that's all?
Yeah, just...
Oh. All right, what are we drinking, Samir? This is the important question.
Do you feel like you're ready for some tropical feel?
I
Because
don't
I have
do
some
that.
surprise of chacha. It's like moonshine.
Okay, I'll try that because apparently
try it.
I'm going to be
Sip.
drinking a lot of it while I'm in Georgia. This is, I understand.
It's a part of local hospitality, but it's over 40 degrees, like alcohol proof. Welcome to Georgia. Hope it'll be an interesting trip for you. A lot of things
Thank
to
you.
learn.
If we were to go to a casino tonight, for instance,
What do you think?
what is your game of choice? Poker?
Yes, maybe. Or
Blackjack?
roulette, yeah. Blackjack,
Roulette?
maybe. Yeah, roulette would be
Craps?
probably- Yeah, that's quick.
Baccarat?
Like that.
James Bond played Baccarat.
Not that good at that, but let's see what they have.
Not much going on in Batumi off-season, as it turns out. The casinos are still going, for the benefit mostly of Turkish dudes hopping across the border from their country where such vices are frowned upon.
17, 9, 14, too many. 16, 19, blackjack, stand up.
Brutal. Tough day at the office.
Anybody?
There's that great philosopher, Wesley Snipes, what he said. Always bet on black. Going all in, Samir.
Okay.
Come on back. Come on back. Yes.
It's a good start, Tony.
Let it ride.
Run, rabbit, run.
Ouch.
Shit. Should be some nightlife. I mean, the losers deserve some relief, right?
Yeah, nothing like a loser at a nightclub. And I emanate loser.
No, it should
So
be.
let's go.
Let's go, yeah.
Unsurprisingly, Zamir and I suck at gambling with a force equivalent to 1,000 suns. I should have just pulled my pants down and handed over my money the second we walked in the door. But actually, that came later. I'm mesmerized by this bowl of electronic snakes. Ooh, they're changing colors. Either that or I have a brain hemorrhage.
No, change the colors.
Everything's fine.
The arena.
Rocky?
Rocky? Da, Rocky.
Too rocky.
Tony, maybe it's time to think of New Year resolutions once we have inspiring moment. Tony, this is an interesting moment of my life. I'm trying to get something going on and knowing your creativity, new opportunities, and this kind of...
But are you welcome in Turkey?
Yeah.
Batumi in daytime is a strange-looking place. Not exactly forlorn off-season, just odd. A mix of what are obviously big dreams and current realities. What is going on here? They're building everywhere. Commercial and residential properties rising up out of the ground every few yards. It goes on and on. I meet up with Zabir at Sazandari, one of the city's older, more traditional joints.
Tony, how are you feeling?
Like something crawled inside my head, defecated, and then died.
Listen, I think we're getting old.
Kidding? Though you're looking very svelte, I have to say. I'm impressed.
You must be kidding me.
You look good up on that pole.
Well, listen, if we are on the blacklist again, I think that's the end of my career, but, you know.
It was a brief but magnificent pole dancing career, I can tell you. You went out in a flame of glory.
I wasn't prepared that they're so Puritan kind of, you know, country, and that people are kind of, you know, I thought they had some sense of humor, but...
Hair of the dog. Yeah. Yeah, well, so we're eating, what's, ashi?
Traditionally, you know, Georgia is the man's world. I mean, men drink, eat, party, and the women normally do know how to make people healthy and alive next morning after heavy drinking. So, hashi, it's kind of broth, and it's made of beef, bones, and joints. So the whole idea is just suck out whatever alcohol still remains.
So it's hangover soup.
It's hangover soup.
Okay.
Oy, oy, oy.
Oh, yeah, there's tripe in there.
Yeah, a lot of joints.
I don't know, this is not the first thing I think of for a hangover, actually.
Oh, really?
Maybe this will help.
It goes well with garlic. Did you try garlic?
Yeah, I just dumped a whole bunch of garlic in there.
You think it's marketable in the States as a real hangover dish? I think there should be a lot of clientele.
No.
No, not really?
The hashi is not really working for me, but I absolutely love the chashashuli, a stew of slow-cooked veal with onion and tomato, heavily seasoned with coriander, fennel, garlic, and chilies. Spicy? I mean, it's really, like, it's got some good zing in there.
Yeah. Feeling better?
I am.
Good.
So, has the club called offering you a job?
Not yet. I think it's very tough competition on that front. To Georgia, Sakartvelo, it's local toast.
As grateful as I am for him stepping in my time of need, it's time for Zamir to head back off to Moscow. I ain't no fool. The man clearly wants my job. Tbilisi, in the eastern part of the country, is Georgia's capital city, and it's very different in every respect from Batumi's off-season amusement park vibe. It's an old city, founded in the 5th century, but also a very new city. 1.2 million people building their own world, freshly emerged from some very, very dark times. It's a pretty incredible story. Strong, rock-solid Orthodox Christian tradition, a whole hell of a lot of years under the Soviet boot, years of totally Wild West gangsterism, endemic corruption. Now it's a very different story. Tbilisi is changing fast. So I don't know what it says about a place that since I've arrived in this country, I've been in literally a constant state of, I'm either drinking or hungover.
Yeah.
Or both.
Yeah.
Is that normal?
That's normal. Yeah, especially for visitors.
They're friendly here.
But it's a friendly kidnapping, you know?
Well, I've read accounts of people who actually were kidnapped in this country who...
Yeah, it happened once with UN monitors. They disappeared.
They came back like 10 pounds heavier and hungover.
They found them in a cabin up in the mountains partying. They had bumped into a wedding party and were there for 2 days.
So how long have you lived here?
About 12 years, 12, 13 years.
So you've been hungover for 12 years?
Yeah, pretty much.
Paul Rimple is an American-born journalist, and he's seen it all. He takes me to Tbilisi's old city to eat at the Gabriadze Cafe. When you first arrived, who was running things back then?
Edward Shevardnadze.
Ah, so the bad old days.
Yes, and it's a real mixed legacy because the nation was still functioning as an outlaw ex-Soviet, nation. And then Saakashvili just kind of emerged.
Right.
And the Rose Revolution happened and, everything changed.
The country has run through a number of heads of state since the end of Soviet rule. First was former Minister of Foreign Affairs to the Soviet Union, Edward Shevardnadze, who was ousted in 2003. But to get a handle on Georgia today, you must understand the importance of one man, Mikhail Saakashvili. After Shevardnadze, he was elected president in 2004 and began to change everything. Misha, as everybody knew him, transformed the country. And by making friends in the West, in Europe and the US, he gained a lot of attention, both good and bad. In 2013, though, he was ousted by the Georgia Dream Party, who are still in power today.
Most Americans watching this show will have a hard time even locating Georgia on a map.
Yeah.
What do you think people need to know about this country?
Two things in Georgia that are untouchable. The church, don't mess with the church, and don't mess with Georgian food.
Don't mess with Georgian food.
Yeah.
Don't mess with the church. Okay, I get it.
Mm-hmm.
But to the food, why?
Because it's tradition. Don't mess with tradition.
I'm quickly finding that the cuisine here is really good, really complex, with sweet sour notes that are reminiscent of, I don't know. I just know it feels hauntingly familiar yet utterly new and delicious. Salad with orange, almonds, and honey. Grilled lamb ribs with pomegranate sauce. Slices of fried eggplant wrapped around a walnut filling. And shik maruli, chicken slow baked in an oven and then simmered in garlic and milk.
That's good.
And Georgians will tell you there's no alcoholics in Georgia. No alcoholics.
Right? Do you believe that?
Absolutely not.
How do I get out of drinking? How do I avoid chugging chacha?
Say you have a heart condition.
A heart condition?
Yeah.
Nothing short of that will help.
No.
Jeez.
There it is, perched on a hilltop overlooking the capital like the lair of Ernst Stavro Blofeld, the Bond arch-villain. Helipad? Check. Private zoo? Check. A big shimmering glass box owned by Georgia's richest man, Bidzina Ivanishvili, known variously as the good oligarch and as the mysterious guiding hand behind, well, everything. Seldom seen in public, Ivanishvili, after making billions in Russia, went into politics in his homeland, creating the Georgia Dream Party, and ultimately becoming prime minister in 2012. Not everybody is on board, however.
Დიახ, აქცია დასრულდა სულ რამდენიმე წუთის წინ. აქციის მონაწილეების კონკრეტული მოთხოვნა იყო ის, რომ საქართველოს ხელისუფლებამ უნდა რუსული გაზი არის ძვირი, რუსული გაზი არის არასტაბილური, გაზპრომი არის პუტინის შანტაჟის იარაღი.
Known as the Angry Bird, Tamara Shagolishvili and her pro-Western, decidedly anti-Russian Defend Liberty coalition are in vocal opposition. Recently, a move by the ruling party to sign a deal with Russia's Gazprom for all Georgia's oil needs has caused dissension. We meet at Sofia Melnikova's, a much-loved bistro for the most loved, perhaps most iconic Georgian dish, khinkali.
I understand that Georgia is not Tbilisi, but looking around Tbilisi, compared to 2008, life looks good. There's money in the streets, shiny new cars.
No, well, the thing is that, yes, things have changed. After the collapse of the Soviet Union, Georgia was the country that suffered the most among the former Soviet republics economically. I mean, economy totally collapsed. Corruption, became, just a normal way of living.
Truly a pretty miraculous transformation, unlike any place.
It happened because people wanted it. I mean, and there was this demand. That's why revolution took place.
Oh man, look at that.
Yeah.
Wow, that looks sensational.
Yeah.
Big, fat, juicy soup dumplings filled with spicy, cumin-jacked minced beef in hot, rich, potentially scalding broth.
You have never tried that?
I have never. No, I'm new to this country.
According to traditions,
yes,
you're eating it with fingers.
Okay.
I mean, that's the whole thing.
So, wow, these are terrific.
I mean, this is not something very sophisticated to eat.
Who cares? This is a very religious country. People identify themselves closely with Christianity, family-based.
Exactly.
And there seems to be a point beyond which the population will not go. And to come around to Comrade Putin, he seems to understand this very, very well.
The way Putin operates is that, like, first, Putin emanates strength. I mean, he's a bad guy. I mean, there is a consensus. Like,
Right.
80% of Georgians believe that Putin is a very bad guy and Russia is a threat.
Right. But he's on the winning side.
Yeah, exactly. So he's a winner. So they don't judge winners. Then they say, okay, we're bad, but West is worse. I mean,
But are they wrong?
Of course they are wrong.
Wherever you find a traditional religious conservative society, you find a countervailing force. Georgians, as a rule, are passionate about tradition, about the way things are supposed to be done. But that doesn't mean there aren't rebels here. People pushing hard against the status quo. Daring creative souls like Chef Takuna Gachecheladze. At Culinarium, she's taking to extremes the notion that Georgian food is in fact a fusion of all the past influences of the many forces who've made their way and forced their way through the tiny country. She's focused on the next generation.
Something that was said to me early on, what I need to know about Georgians. Don't speak badly of religion and don't mess with the food.
For me, without innovation, tradition will die. Because we can't eat the same dishes what we used to eat in the beginning of the century, because then the people did go for the hunt for 2 weeks.
Right.
And now we're sitting in front of computer and we can't take so much fat. It needs some lighter version of it. And I'm trying to modernize Georgian cooking. So I think you're hungry, so now we have to cook. This is the queen's soup with the caramelized onions and then the svanuri salt.
Really good.
It's very good for hangover.
Oh, good, that's good, because I have a hangover.
Eat some more soup.
Like this all day.
And then we're gonna drink cha-cha and you don't gonna have a hangover at all.
On my way to a new one.
This is Georgia, you know, you have a hangover, you're
day.
curing yourself every day, and then next day you still have a hangover, and then you're curing
Oh my
yourself.
God. I mean, I'm an amateur.
I think we have to do the one shot. It's gonna help you, and it's gonna help me.
Why not?
Why? And some wild trout tartare.
That's delicious. So when you first started departing from the classics, what was the reaction from people?
What do you think? It was big, like controversial. Even my grandmother, she's like, when I try this new thing, so she, why you have to do this? And this is the very popular dish, chakapuli. And then from love of chakapuli, I'm trying to make people eat mussels, because the mussel is not very popular.
Beautiful mussels, too.
Yeah, we have very good mussels. So we need now one more shot. So.
Are there some Georgian dishes that should never change?
I always feeling very strongly to preserving original dishes. It's good to have this original version,
Right.
but I'm giving the other option to do something new. In my vision, it's always to have a choice.
Look, it's a beautiful city. The countryside is fantastic. The people are nice, and the food is really extraordinary. Really, really, really something special.
It is.
The drinking, however, is a problem.
Drinking.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Tbilisi is one thing. An increasingly modern city, smart cafes, boutique hotels, shops, galleries, the inevitable spoor of hipsters. But outside the city, it's not so different than it always was. Agrarian, traditional, things done the way they've always been done, the way it's believed they should be done, until you reach the bizarro world along the border. Only 90 kilometers northwest from Tbilisi, in villages like this one, Kurvaleti, where tiny Georgia's predicament comes clearly and brutally into focus. Over there, the Russian-controlled breakaway region, formerly Georgian, of South Ossetia. The Russians took it in a 5-day war in 2008. It's Russia now. This side of the wire is, at this precise moment anyway, Georgia. But who knows? The border has been known to inch forward unpredictably, often in the dead of night, to the point that families have gone to sleep in Georgia and woken to find themselves living in Russia, swallowed up overnight. Before 2008, Kurvaleti was home to more than 60 families. Today, just 9 families are left hanging on.
So that cow is in South Ossetia, both of them. There was a story, actually, on that an old lady basically woke up and her cow appeared to be on the other side of the fence because they did it during the night.
Right.
And so she would walk up every morning and would milk her through the fence to get her milk. It can be that bad, yeah.
Journalist and fixer Dima Bitsuleman covered the war here 7 years ago and continues to report from the region.
So, like, that house...
They had the misfortune to go to sleep in Georgia and wake up in Russia.
Exactly. But look at this. You see this? This is where the Russians sit. And that is the base, probably communication base. So they're probably now watching us. And the sign says, attention, state border. So that's something that appeared recently.
Thoughtfully in English.
The main problem to me is that we're like a couple of kilometers away from the highway. Moving this border and blocking this highway would stop all the activity in the country, basically. So right now, the Caspian oil and gas go through Georgia, and that's the only route.
Right.
Except Russia, I mean, bypassing Russia.
There's an implied threat, you know?
That's the main
You're saying,
thing.
if I can do this, I can certainly go all the way right down to the highway, at which point...
Basically, there's a pipeline just here.
So this is really a hand around your throat.
Absolutely. Every day. That's why every 50 meters, or even meter, which may be not that important for the whole country, like short-term economic point of view, it doesn't matter, right? But in terms of political threat, every meter is another step towards a catastrophe.
We're here for a Supra at the home of Ushangi and Makvala Kokashvili. A Supra is like a feast, super traditional. A pig is dispatched and broken into constituent parts. The neighbors pitch in, helping to make 3 different varieties of a traditional cheese-filled bread known as khachapuri, variously stuffed here with potato, beet leaves, and stewed cabbage.
And there's one thing that we always do in Georgia, we eat fresh herbs, always. And this is homemade wine.
There is, I gather, a very formal structure to these toasts.
Quite. For the first few toasts, at least, 7-ish, I would say.
Well, you sort of lose the plot after 7, I think.
No, no, 7 is not a lot.
Here's how a typical Supra works. It's more formal than it looks. Custom must be observed. Certain rituals performed. Proceedings are led by the tamara, or toastmaster, often the head of the house, the big cheese, the dude, but always the guy with the best rhetorical skills and the guy best able to stay sober while all around him are, well, not. Because there's a lot of drinking in a Supra. It's required. In this case, our hosts have called upon Igor, their next-door neighbor. After each toast, your glass of wine, or cha-cha, God forbid, must, and I mean must, be drained completely and refilled to the rim. You're toasting some pretty heartfelt, serious shit here, so hang in there and show some respect. Which is tough, because the drink receptacles can grow larger as the toasts progress. To like this horn, for instance, which is used because you can't, even if you wanted to, put it down anything less than empty, because it'll like pour all over the table. So drink up. Then there's a mug, and so on.
To Georgia.
Then it's time for the food. Roast stuffed goose.
Wow, look at that.
And shashlik, grilled kebabs of pork with a sour plum sauce. There's also korma, a slow-cooked stew of the pig's heart and liver with onions, bay leaves, and parsley.
It's good bread.
ისი არჩევანი რო გაგვიკეთონ, რო გითხრან რომ მე საერთოდ ჩვენ დასავლეთს ავირჩევთ, იმიტომ რომ ჩვენი შვილების მომავლისთვის
If we have a choice, we prefer West to Russia because the future for our children is much better there.
But they're still here.
მაგრამ აქ არიან რუსები.
იყვნენ.
We're not afraid.
რუსებიც იყვნენ, მაგრამ იმათი
They're here, but we sleep peacefully. Without fear. And he says, if they come, we'll be here. We'll meet them here. It's been 6 years we couldn't go to the graves.
მაგდრეს ეგვიპტები ცხოვრებაში კაცი ვარ, ცრემლია წამოსვლია და აი მაგდროს მომდის ცრემლი მამა ჩემს საფლავს უყურებ და ვერ მიდირო მამა ჩემს საფლავზე და აღდგომადგეს და ანუ შავი როგორც ჩვენ შვილებს გავამოწევს კარგად იყვნენ. შენ შვილს დავლოცავ, ერთმა დიდხანს გიცოცხლოს და ჯანმრთელობა მისცესკო და ძალიან აი შენ შვილს გავამოწევს. ერთმა ჯანმრთელი გაგიძრა და შენ როგორც გინდა ისეთი ყოფილიყოს.
I don't think I can do this.
მარა უნდა ქნებას. პატარების სადღაც უნდა დალიოთ.
შვილიანები ვართ.
პატარების სადღაც
Working on it. I'll get there. I'll get there.
That's hello.
The wine region of Georgia is called Kakheti, a beautiful area east of Tbilisi made up of foothills and valleys below the Caucasus Mountains. In the hilltop village of Signagi, there's a well-known restaurant called Pheasant's Tears. The chef is a local guy, Gia Rokashvili, who works with what's from the area. Nothing too fancy, but always soulful and delicious, and always served with local wines.
I like to show off my country. You know, I want to sometimes scream, look, this is my country, come and visit. And maybe it's part of my culture, part of my personality. Yeah, we are just proud of our country.
Now, you should know this about me and the people I work with. We don't like working with officials. We avoid tourist boards, official advisors, government employees. We certainly don't hang out with ministers of the countries we're shooting in, who always have an agenda and always want to skew our perspective on our subject. But Keti Bokorishvili is an exception. She is the Deputy Minister of Economy, a remarkable woman, more remarkable for the fact that she's a unique holdover from the previous administration. She goes on and on, never stopping in her efforts to convince the world that Georgia is the place to be. And if you spend any time with this ferociously smart woman and her friend, gallery owner Tamuna Gavabaridze, you will understand and forgive us all of us on the crew, for becoming completely beguiled.
I like the food already. Love the food.
Okay, good. Food you like, I hope wine you like, and then if you like skiing, then that's the place.
And you have to dance also, Georgian dances.
Really? I'm a really, really appalling.
No, you will do that. You know, you will do
Now I'm frightened.
2 or 3 glasses of cha-cha and you're ready to dance. You can do it.
Enough cha-cha. Anything is possible.
I'm gonna toast, take this breath. Let's toast for the, I'm spontaneously thinking right now to achieve our goals and dreams.
To dreams.
The ladies convinced us to make the 90-minute drive to this village and this restaurant, and well, I'm quite happy they did. By the time I've had some more of that delicious and lethal cha-cha and many glasses of delicious Georgian wine, after boiled beets and a wild plum sauce, and freshly foraged mushrooms with chili pepper and mint and tarragon, baby lamb stewed in its own fat with cumin, then cooked together with wild rice, biryani style, and delicious tanis puri, bread straight out of the outdoor tandoor-like clay oven. After all this, I am convinced. I am co-opted. I am recruited. Count me as a useful idiot, a witting agent of the Georgian Ministry of Tourism, for I may as well be.
But I have to underline also that Georgian people are very optimistic, very cheerful. They always see, future in a very, and that drives drives them.
Optimism. Not a lot of it in this world right now. I visit a lot of countries. People are unusually helpful and friendly here. How shall I put this? People are really good looking here. I mean,
Okay, look at us.
It is it's the sort of thing you notice.
Do you know how you look like?
No.
The director, American.
Oh, David Lynch? Really? He has better hair.
I'm so happy that he says that he likes Georgia. Really,
Why would I not?
You're becoming a Georgian, be careful.
We are all humans and we all love each other. So we can sit around the table and we can just love each other. And especially with the help of wine, we can love more.
Georgians also like to drink for peace, because peace was so important in our lives. So
I think we need to change
freedom.
To freedom.
So, Tony, now it's your turn to say the toast.
To this extraordinary place that has managed, against all odds, to endure all these years against so many powerful forces. To two magnificent women.
Thank you.
In the Skneti neighborhood, just up the hill from downtown Tbilisi, is where Georgi Gelovani is hosting a dinner. The food's being prepared by Mariko Gubaladze, the chef of the city's beloved Black Lion Brasserie. And it is going to be epic.
How did you find this?
Well, it's really good.
Not too salty for you?
No.
We love salted cheese.
So do I.
Okay.
It's great for your hangover.
They say that about a lot of things here, I noticed.
A variety of Georgian appetizers served pre-dinner, kind of like meze. Spinach with walnuts and wild capers, pickled carrots, cheese curd with roasted hazelnuts and mint, roasted eggplant seasoned with coriander. This thing is amazing. Karcho, stewed chicken, cooked slow with ajika chili sauce, onions, and the oft-used Georgian spices, marigold flour powder, and blue fenugreek.
A lot of what we've been talking about since we got here is, will Georgia continue to look west, or will it, as the Russians would prefer, look to the east?
It's not like the last 200 years or something. It's throughout the existence of Georgia, even though we were surrounded and we had our immediate neighbors were Turkish, Persian, Arab, or whoever else, or Russian, okay? The bias has always been towards, with Europe rather than with the East. We believe that we were part of that culture, however distant we might have actually been.
By regional standards, people don't lower their voices here when they give their opinion, more or less. Okay? It is as...
We never did.
That's it.
Honestly speaking, I think we've done better than many of the Soviet republics.
So, what will it be like in 10 years? I mean, are you optimistic?
Absolutely.
I'm always optimistic.
Optimistic?
Mildly optimistic.
Not so optimistic.
Not so, yeah.
I would say if Georgia is still independent, I'm very optimistic.
Right. Right. Oh, and the next one is absolutely. And the next one is supposed to be for the children, right? Come on.
Or the life.
Or life, yeah.
To dreamers.
Dreamers.
Polyphonic songs are pure Georgian. Eerily reminiscent, though, of mariachi music. They're about pre-Christian things that have always been here, since the beginning, like wind and forest spirits and lost love. Hauntingly beautiful and otherworldly, kind of like Georgia.
We have a request from the audience.
Naglakbay ako sa ating magandang mundo. Nadamang malamig sa balikan. Nakita ang ganda ng aking mundo. Halina't tumayo muna rito.
Twas the week before Christmas, when all through the house, not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse. Actually, that's not true at all. Metro Manila, bustling, sprawling Southeast Asian capital of the Philippines, home to somewhere between 12 to 20 million people, the world's most densely populated city. But it is Christmas.
The sound of carols fills the air.
A twinkly, festive wonderland where the mostly Catholic population take their holiday season very seriously.
Hello! Christmas!
Because Filipinos are, for reasons I have yet to figure out, probably the most giving of all people on the planet.
Hello!
Think I'm talking shit? Keep watching.
Good afternoon, everyone. We're the band called Keystone.
OFW stands for Overseas Filipino Worker, and they are one of the Philippines' largest and most important exports. People. Go abroad, make money, improve the quality of life for the whole family. All over the world, the Philippines sends architects, doctors, construction workers, nurses, housekeepers, nannies. The entire Filipino economy relies heavily on the money sent back by more than 10 million OFWs, roughly $30 billion a year, or about 10% of the nation's GDP. Until recently, after domestic workers, the largest category of OFWs were musicians. Like Filipino cover bands. They're everywhere. On cruise ships, in hotel lobbies, bars, and of course, in Manila, where the competition is fierce and the penalties for not getting a beloved biker favorite like, I don't know, Billy Idol, can be severe.
Superman, hey little sister, who's the one you want? Hey little sister, shotgun. It's a nice day to start again. Come on, it's a nice day for a white wedding. It's a nice day to start again. Come on, it's a nice day for
Know this, pampered rock and roll stars. At any given moment, somewhere in the Philippines, there is at least one person, and probably many more, who can step in and do your act better than you. And after only a couple of hours practice. True that I lie to my daughter and tell her that Ronald McDonald has been implicated in the disappearance of small children. That I sneer at fast food, revile it at every opportunity. But I am also a hypocrite, because to me, Filipino chain Jollibee is the wackiest, jolliest place on earth.
Thank you. Hi, sir.
Hello, hi.
Good afternoon.
Could I have a Jolly spaghetti with the hot dogs on it, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Also, chicken joy. Thank you.
Sir. Jolly afternoon.
Welcome to Jollibee. There are over 900 of these things all over the 7,000 plus Philippine islands, and a whole lot more internationally, wherever there are homesick Filipinos. There's a Jollibee in New Jersey, by the way.
Nagyayaya ang ngiti, di na nga mapakali. Halika na, tara na, doon na nga ang punta. Labas lahat ng ngipin, sumagbida ang saya. Dito tayo, kung saan bida ang bata. Sa Jollibee na tayo, mas matunog, mas masaya. Sa Jollibee na tayo, wala nang iba. Sa Jollibee, bida ang saya. Bida ang saya. Bida ang saya.
I hate mascots. You know they fart in those suits. Oh yeah, chicken and spaghetti, and not just any spaghetti. I think it's like sweet banana, ketchup-y stuff with hot dogs. That spaghetti's deranged, yet strangely alluring. Oh, it's not a burger. It's rice. Wait, eat it in a piece? Wait, pour sinister brown sauce? I don't know what it's for. Oh, that's awesome. That's what you do with the brown stuff. I hate myself.
Hi, Mom. Jolly afternoon.
Did I mention it's Christmas? The 7,000 plus islands that make up the Philippines rank #1, according to internet scienticians, when it comes to celebrating the jolliest time of year. Holiday cheer begins a full 100 days before the 25th of December, which means there's a lot to do in this town, especially if you like crashing other people's parties.
All right, party start.
Welcome to the 7 Continents Travel and Tours Corporate Christmas Party, held in the fabulous banquet room of the downtown Pearl Garden Hotel.
Outstanding.
Cheers.
Cheers, everybody.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Very Catholic country.
Very Catholic country, about 80-something%. Christmas starts in September.
Really?
It starts in September. You go to the mall, you start hearing the carols, and then it ends
I would lose my mind.
Yeah, so at 12 midnight of September 1, everyone greets Merry Christmas on Facebook.
Yeah.
It's a lechon on the menu, I believe.
Yes.
I have very fond memories of the last time I had lechon in the Philippines. In fact, not to kiss your ass, but it is the finest pig I've ever had. Amazing.
Providing these babies to holiday parties is big business. And standards here, where pork is king and the lechon the best in the world, very, very high. Today, our little friend is prepared the old-school way. Turns slowly on a spit over coals for hours. Oh, delicious, delicious lechon.
You know, during this time of the year, there's a lot of Christmas parties, and the lechon is always the star of the party.
They gauge how grand the party is by the presence of the lechon. So if you have 2 lechons, you must be a big shot.
Man, that is good pig.
So, my name is Jimmy Villesa. I'm the HR director. And I'm also the happiness guru of the Philippines. So we have to be happy. The season is to be jolly.
The taste of Christmas.
All right, guys, ready?
Dashing through the snow in a one-horse open sleigh.
As we all know, one must, at a holiday party, drink. Then get drunk and tell off the boss. This I expected and was prepared to do. But the games, I was a little surprised by.
Wow, ladies.
Musical cheer.
Then, if I remember correctly, I totally kicked ass at a game of drunken musical chairs. But I can't be absolutely certain. I told them I was Bob from accounting.
Damn, girl.
When they find out, things could get awkward.
Hello, hello, please.
One halo-halo.
Thanks so much. Thank you, ladies. This is wonderful. I don't even know what half of these ingredients are. I mean, it's delicious, but how is it made? What's in it? Let's find out.
Halo-halo.
Halo halo means mix mix,
Banana.
and it is delicious.
Nata di coco. Mongo.
Looking good.
An icy, milky, technicolor concoction of sundry sweet mung beans, candied fruits, and gelatins.
Sweet coconut.
Oh, yeah.
Meow. Delicious, delicious.
This is a wonderful creation. It's got that kind of like, I feel like the Fruit Loops marinate in the milk for a while. The milk kind of tastes like this. Yeah, you want one?
Thank you.
That's okay. Very satisfying. Yeah, I recommend it. This looks really good.
Night in Metro Manila, and I'm ready for my single favorite Filipino street food. Possibly the best thing you could ever eat with a cold beer. I'm talking, of course, about sisig. Hot, sizzling pig face with a runny egg on top, and bitch, you better act somebody because nothing is getting in between me and this spicy, chewy, fatty goodness.
Just mix it up and go?
Exactly.
Yes.
Yes. There's a lot of sisig restaurant here, but here's one is the best.
This is really, really good.
This evening's dining companions, cover band, Regatta.
Jingle bells, jingle all the way.
You may remember them from such epic office Christmas parties as last night's.
This is the Christmas season. A lot of Christmas parties?
Yeah.
There's a lot.
A lot of work? This is a good season for you guys.
It's a big season.
All over Southeast Asia. Any hotel lobby, any hotel bar, there's a Filipino band.
Exactly.
And that is true.
And I've sat there drunk and challenged band after band. Shirley Bassey, no problem. All of Dark Side of the Moon, no problem. All of Guns N' Roses, no problem.
And that is true.
Music and singing are a huge part of life in the Philippines. So making it as a cover band, being sent abroad to perform, is a big deal. But one thing remains the same always. To succeed, you better be able to pick up new material fast.
Whitney Houston, Celine Dion, Tony Braxton,
And of course,
Beatles,
not to forget the
and
people.
Elvis Presley.
How many songs in your repertoire?
On my
Around how
repertoire,
many?
Like thousands already.
And if you don't know it, you pretty much can fake it real quick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
5 years from now, where would you like to be? Where would you like to be playing?
That's a good question. Like, my biggest dream is to play in Las Vegas, the US.
This is my dream.
When we get to the dream, you know, playing at Las Vegas, we want to play first. When we got there, we are the champions. If we get there.
Merry Christmas, everyone! Merry Christmas, everyone!
Despite initial appearances, the Philippines is not all holiday cheer, warm hellos, and dancing bugs. The Filipino national martial art, Kali, is among the most brutal, the most remorseless defense systems going. It was developed to deal with some very harsh realities and a very tough, very bloody history. 3 centuries of brutal Spanish colonial rule. Invasion by the Japanese. Near the end of World War II, American forces bombed Manila, pretty much leveling the city. Ferdinand and Imelda Marcos's extravagantly corrupt regime. Martial law. Although the Philippines has remained a democracy since then, it can seem, at times, fragile.
Now, you're both photojournalists.
Yep.
Based out of Manila?
Yeah, me. Mark lives in Mindanao.
Mindanao. Now, does a journalist need to carry a firearm in this country?
For me, yes.
In the Philippines, a press badge is no defense, particularly in the south of the country, where Mark Navales lives and works.
Mindanao has been war-torn for the last how many years? Because of the radicalization of recent years, this growing specter of ISIS, Mindanao is fertile ground for that.
Now, traditionally, the argument against journalists arming themselves is that journalists have always been able to portray themselves as non-combatants.
Yes.
There was some presumption that they would not shoot you.
Yeah.
But these days, people seem to not make that distinction.
Yes, dating back to the Marcos years even.
Since 1992, 77 journalists were killed.
Politics here can be deadly. Just before Christmas in 2009, the Maguindanao massacre claimed the lives of 58 people, dozens of whom were journalists. It was the single deadliest event for journalists in history. Mark was the first one on the scene with a camera.
There is no system of justice. There is no government attending to your needs.
Nobody's coming to save you, is that what you're saying?
No one's coming to save you.
You know, I have my family, I have my small kids.
Yeah.
For me, my last recourse there is to defend myself.
Look, it's very much a do-it-yourself culture. You can see that.
Right.
You see it in people's homes, the way they just stacked one on top of each other, built out using spare bits of metal. And it's like, nobody else is going to give it for me. I'll build it.
Right.
I'll make it myself.
Right.
There's a lot of poverty in this city, that is for sure. But there's not a sense of hopelessness or rage. You know, they decorate. You know, they may not have much, but they decorate.
Yes,
they sweep the street.
There's still a sense of humble ownership, in the sense of this is my home and it's going to be safe, it's going to be fine.
We're seeing some forecasts calling for up to 1 meter of rain. This is a super typhoon, in fact, with sustained winds well above 200 kilometers per hour.
In any metropolis, you find all the good and the bad in the world. Manila, being bigger than most, has plenty of both. Yet this is a nation of 7,000 islands, and I really wanted to see at least one more of them. But I learned about something Filipinos are only too familiar with: the typhoon. So it looks like it's going to be Christmas in the city.
Thank you. Cheers.
I never meant to be so bad to you. One thing I said that I would never do. But look from you and I would fall from grace. And I will wipe the smile right from my face. 'Cause it's the heat of the moment. Telling me what your heart meant. The heat of the moment. Show me your
Name of the band is?
Keystone.
Keystone.
Yes.
How long have you been playing together?
Around 5 years.
5 years.
5 years.
All right, guys, here we
Awesome.
go.
Hey.
Adobo's in the house. Yes.
Looking pretty.
Thank you, thank you.
As one does, I dragooned the band Keystone in a lunch, assuming, correctly as it turned out, that one of these young punks would know how to make a good adobo.
Is there a single authentic adobo recipe, or does everybody do it differently?
Everyone would stake claim to having the best adobo, but the basic ingredients, I think, will remain the same. So it's garlic, pork. We can now add the chicken, vinegar, peppercorns, bay leaf, soy sauce.
This adobo is amazing. I mean, it's really, really good.
Oh, man. Thank you, thank you.
Delicious. And where did you learn to cook adobo?
I learned this from my mom.
So the answer, as always, to who makes the best adobo is Mom makes the best adobo. Okay.
That would
All
be
right.
the safest answer.
All right.
Mom.
Filipinos like feeding people.
Yes, yes.
What else do Filipinos like?
Filipinos are hospitable.
Music.
Everybody knows how to sing. Everybody knows how to sing. They don't necessarily have to be in tune, but they want to sing, they like to sing.
Like we've been listening to music like on a very young age.
I'm the drummer for the band, but I'm not actually formally trained. Up to this day, I don't even read notes. But I could memorize a song. If you gave it to me like in a day, I could play
Well,
the whole
that's
thing.
pretty much you have to, right? I mean,
Yeah.
now, you guys have played abroad?
No. We have
No.
not, yeah, so it's one of the goals, actually.
5 years from now, where would you like to be?
Hopefully we get we get to play for a bigger crowd, you know, because I think the fulfillment for me is actually getting more people to enjoy the music.
Thanks so much. We're at Keystone.
I'm waiting for you to come back to me. I'm hoping you make it home early. The scene is all set for the evening. If Santa came now, will he never be leaving?
Filipinos speak about home with immense pride and love. And if you're an overseas Filipino worker, longing,
Good looking.
especially during the holidays.
So we can all celebrate Christmas.
Oh, come in, come in. Hello. Merry Christmas. God bless you. Hi.
It's always, always about family in the Philippines, or anywhere you find Filipinos. For Christmas, of course, everybody, those who can anyway, gets together. Like family matriarch Aurora and her daughter Annalyn,
Okay, Annalyn, you're a big help.
and Amy and Ruben, her adopted children.
Amy, can you hand me that Bailey? Wow, it smells so good.
Also cousins, nieces, nephews, grandchildren, even some great-grandchildren.
La 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 la. I love cooking. I really love cooking. Kari-kari is one of the favorite of the Filipino people. And to make a kari-kari, I use tripes and I put the oxtail on the pressure cooker.
Wow, wow, wow.
Now the peanut butter.
Here, the peanut butter mother.
Peanut butter, please. No more, no more. Now, the banana blossom.
The eggplant.
The eggplant. Oh, holy night, the stars are brightly shining. Here is the kari-kari. I hope everybody will enjoy this. Okay, it's time to eat. Amen. I'm hungry. Although we always say it's ladies first, I think we'll serve you.
It's okay this time? Just this once. So good. So how long have you been back in the Philippines?
In the Philippines, 3 years.
3 years now.
Yeah,
Where have you worked? Hong Kong for 5 years?
for 5 years. And then I went to America. I stayed there for almost 30 years.
Aurora is recently back in Manila after most of her life spent abroad.
What kind of work were you doing?
I did the housekeeping, you know, and babysitting.
The money she sent home put everybody here and many, many more through school, lifted them up to a more comfortable life.
And you had left family behind
Yeah.
to go out there and make money.
That's never an easy decision, a painful, painful choice. Aurora's children, now middle-aged, are finally getting to know their mother.
Okay. Bring in
the food inside.
Many, many, many Filipino women like you who had to leave their families, go abroad.
Yeah, absolutely it is.
Her 3 children. My eldest is about 4 years now in Qatar. Then the other one is 2 years. And then the other one is in Hong Kong.
Working conditions for OFWs, particularly in some Gulf states, can be punishing at best, abusive, or worse.
I'm a single mom with my 2 grandchildren. I really cried a lot, especially this holiday season.
Still, due to lack of opportunity at home, many Filipinos have little choice but to go somewhere far away. Find a job, money.
But hopefully, in a few years, you think they come back?
Yes.
Yeah, I hope
really
so.
ask them to go home because I'm not getting younger anymore. I need them with my side. I tell them several times they call me up, please get home soon. I need you.
Any Filipino watching will recognize this immediately. The Balikbayan box, a Christmas tradition, a way for OFWs to show loved ones, though separated by oceans, that you miss them, that you're still out there. What's in these boxes? Whatever you can send. Little things you'd casually give to a loved one if you didn't live on the other side of the world. This facility alone sorts thousands of these boxes a day during the Christmas season. Just one of hundreds of facilities like it. Some 5 to 7 million boxes a year. That's a lot of love.
So how many relatives do you think you have in America?
In America, oh my gosh.
Florida.
Seattle, California, Albert.
My ate, my elder sister, is in California.
In Hong Kong, we have at least 10. 10.
Yeah.
And then Dubai around 8. And Qatar.
I'm at this Christmas gathering today because of one of our directors, Eric Osterholm. It was Aurora who raised him. For over 20 years, she cared for and loved Eric and his sister, looked after his whole family.
Eric sent me a letter talking about you. I wanted to read you what he said. Aurora is such an incredible woman. She has an infectious and loving energy that is so powerful. I am 100% the man I am today because this woman literally raised me from when I was 6 months old, singing to me, dancing with me, wiping away my tears, cooking for me, and making me laugh at every turn. Unfortunately, like so many Filipinos, her story is not all smiles and love. She had to choose a life away from her daughter and thousands of miles from her family. There are literally thousands of people around the world, thousands of people around the world, me included, who have been influenced by her endless kindness and love.
Filipinos give of themselves, of their time, their money, their love to others. They do and continue to do what needs to be done to survive.
Edelweiss, Edelweiss, every morning I greet you. Small and white, clean and bright, bless my homeland forever. Blossom of snow, may you bloom and grow, bloom and grow forever. Edelweiss, Edelweiss, bless my homeland forever. Hi, Tika. Oh my gosh. Oh, this is from Alberta. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. You cannot have it. Is that so much? Yes, yes.
That's my name.
I really hope you enjoyed the simple gift I sent, and I know that my heart is with you always. I love you very much, Albert.